Alright guys, here we go. What about number 1? What could you do first on number 1? Would help if you had this out, your phones were up, everything else was put up besides this, like we are in math class. What can we do first on number 1? Distribute the 3x. What 3x? No. Do what, Emily? How can I get rid of the negative exponent? Okay, so all of this is over what number? 1, right? So all that has the exponent of negative 3 can come to the bottom of the fraction. So it'll be 3x to the 0, y to the 4, and then it'll be 2x to the second, y, and now it's to the positive 3 exponent. Alright, now what can you do? Huh? You gotta speak up, I just can't hear you. Everything to the third power, right? So what's 2 to the third power? 8. X to the second to the third power. X to the 6. And then y to the third power. Y to the third. Alright, what about on the top? Can I do anything on the top? Sure I can't do anything on the top? I'm just on the top, nothing else but the top. What about the x to the 0? What's it become? Anything to the 0 power is what, guys? How much? No. 1. Come on, we have done this like for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's not nothing, because then the whole top would be 0 then. Alright, now what do you see? One more step. Combine what? I can't hear y'all. Y'all are mumbling seriously bad today. Okay, you can multiply 3 and 1. What else could you do? 4 minus 3. When you divide the bases, you subtract the exponents. How much does that give you? 1. And where does it go? On the top where the biggest one is. This stuff's not going away, y'all. That's why you keep seeing on the bell ringers. Alright, what about number 2? Alright, what's it give you? Not 4 over 1. 1 over 4, which means I'm just going to put 4 over here, okay? Because oh, I'm sorry, Matthew. What else do you see? Y'all got to speak up. I can't hear y'all today. Like, y'all are just mumbling. Alright, 6 minus 2 is how much? Where's it go? Bottom. There you go. What else? Where's it go? Uh-huh. And last one? And how much? On the top. There you go. Let's see. Let me just make that pretty. No, that doesn't matter. Yeah. It's just not proper, but it's the same thing, though. Okay, this last one, number 3, is the one that keeps getting you and keeps getting you and keeps getting you. It got you on your checkpoints. It got you on your quizzes. And I'm hoping and hoping and hoping when I grade your test today, it did not get you on your test, okay? How do I do this? Because my answer is not 25m squared plus 36. You have to write them twice and FOIL them, okay? So first is 25m squared. Outer is negative 30m. Inner is negative 30m. And my last is positive 36. Combine those two together. They don't cancel out. That's negative 60. There you go. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Y'all okay? Okay, here we go. So you can go ahead and put that in your bell ringer section. And we're going to get out our ACT packets, numbers 11 through 15. Don't start on it yet. Just get them out and get them ready to go. ACT packet 11 through 15. 11 through 15. 11 through 15. ACT packet 11 through 15. Bless you. All right, 11 through 15. All right, y'all know the drill. You got 4 minutes. Don't start yet. I'll get everything ready. What is your homework tonight? To check the answers where? On Google Classroom for 11 through 15. They'll be there, and then tomorrow we will go over any questions, okay? So, you just got a new set of notes. I know it's been a minute, so let's look at our calendar. If you look at your calendar down here in the last day, what are we having this Friday? A quiz, okay? So make sure you're ready for that. A couple of people still haven't taken their test from Friday, so you've got to come during zero period. You cannot take it during class. All right, so we're on page 20. Here we go, here we go. It should be pretty easy for this section, section 6.5, okay? All right, all we're going to do is we're going to practice breaking these down a little bit more. I put some more of these on here because I know that these gave you some issues on the study guide. So we're going to practice this. Okay, so what about 32? Is 32 a perfect square? No. So what do we do if it's not a perfect square? Break it down. What perfect square goes into 32? 16 times what is 32? 2. All right, what about x to the 8th? How do I take the square root of x to the 8? Divide by 2. What is 8 divided by 2? 4. So now he gets to come out to the front. Wait a minute, why did I divide by 2 again? Because it's a square, and square means how many? 2. Right here, you would divide by how much? 3. Okay, here we go. So what's the square root of 16? Plus and minus how much? 4. What? And then x to the 4, square root of 2. There you go. Where did you get the 2 from? 16 times 2 was 32. I had to have that perfect square of 16. All right, what about number 2? What about number 2? Number 2 is 12 a perfect square? No. What perfect square goes into 12? How much? 4. Okay. 4 times what is 12? 3. All right. Is c to the 6? He is even, correct? So 6 can divide by 2 and give me 3. However, d to the 3 will not divide by 2. So what number divides into 2 that is underneath 3? 1 does not divide by 2. 2. And I still have to have 3 d's. I cannot, just eliminate 1. So I have 2, and I have to have 1 more, right? So let's finish this up. What's the square root of 4? Plus and minus 2. Because you have to break it up as far as it'll go. And there are 2 d's underneath 3. Let's see where we at. So we bring down my c to the 3. I can take out d squared. What's the square root of d squared? Not 1. D to the 1. There you go. And then what's left inside? Speak up. I can't hear you. 3D. There you go. All right. Let's go to number 3. Number 3 is different. Why is number 3 different? It's a cube root. Oh my goodness, you're going to have to remember those perfect cubes. Ooh. Let's do the first couple of ones. What's the first perfect cubed? 1. What's the next perfect cubed? 8. What's the next perfect cube? 27. All right, that should serve us good for right now. All right, what is 24 a perfect cube? No. What perfect cube divides into 24? 8. 8 times what is 24? 3. Okay, here we go. Will 6 divide 3? Yes. So let's hold on for a minute. Let's see if I can bring that right here. What's 6 divided by 3? 2. Let me see if I can do a little squiggly line to keep that separated. All right, what about 8? Will 8 divide 3? No. What's the biggest number underneath 8 that will go in, that 3 will go into? 6. But I still have to have 8b. So I have 6. How many am I missing to make 8? 2. And I can't ever make 1c go into 3, right? All right, so here we go. What's the cube root of 8? 2. Oh, don't you say plus and minus. It's odd. Just 2. And then bring down the a squared. All right, what's the cube root of b to the 6? B squared. Very good. Let's see. 6 divided by 3. So that's 3b squared c. All right, let's do number 4. Number 4. All right, we're dealing with fourth roots now. So do you remember how to determine if 16 is a fourth root? Remember I taught you this last week on your calculator? Matthew, what you got, baby? Why did you not do this? Because it's a cube root. It's odd. It's an odd root. All right, how did I determine if 16 was, if I can take the fourth root of 16? 4 and then math. Down to number 5. And then type in 16, right? What'd you get? 2. Technically, your answer is how much? Plus and minus, because anytime you have an even root, it is plus and minus. Is anybody lost about how I got 2? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 16? Or negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 is 16. All right, what about 8 to the 24th? Can I take the fourth root of that? Yes, 24 divided by 4 is how much? 6. All right, what about b to the 13th? Can I take the fourth root? No, but I can fix him. Guys, don't forget to put that fourth root there, okay? Because otherwise it means something different. All right, let's see. How much did you say? B to the what power? 12. And I'm missing 1. 12 and 1 makes 13. So now I can do plus and minus 2, a to the 6, b to the 3rd, fourth root of b. You cannot forget that fourth root, guys.
Wait, I don't understand.
12 divided by 4.
Oh.
Alright, 3 problems down there at the bottom for guided practice. Y'all go ahead real quick and try 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, I can. 1, 2, and 3. Y'all try 1, 2, and 3. Alright, Carnation did number 1 for us, and she is correct. So check your answer for number 1, okay? Number 2, that is a cube root, guys. You've got to find the biggest cube root that goes into 250. You have to find the biggest cube root. Not the biggest square root, the biggest cube root. We did 1, 8, and 27 at the top of the page. Okay? If you need to find some more perfect cubes and list them out, that way you know which one to divide by, then go ahead and do that. Alright, there's number 2. Here's number 2. Oh, wait, but the negative. It's negative 125. So let's talk about our perfect cube, shall we? Because, oh, how quickly we have forgotten. What is the next perfect cube after 27? 64. How did I get 64? How'd you get 64? 4 times 4 times 4, Matthew. Perfect. So the next one will be 5 times 5 times 5. What is that? 125. The next one will be 6 times 6 times 6. How much is that? Okay. You have to know those perfect cubes, guys. Have to. All right, so which one of those, these are perfect cubes, which one of these will divide into negative 250? Negative 125, right? You can take the cube root of a negative. If you don't believe me, plug it into your calculator. 3, math, down to number 5, negative 125. And the cube root is negative 5, right? You can take the cube root. If you ever get stumped and you can't remember, just use your calculator. What happens if I take the square root of a negative? Let's say negative 16. What's it going to give me? It's going to give you an error, okay? So if it gives you an error, then that means you need to use what, D? An I. Perfect, okay? But if it doesn't give you an error, you just use that number. So that's where she got the negative 5 from. And then negative 125 times 2 is negative 250. That's why she left the 2 inside. Are y'all okay? All right, I'll try number 3 real quick. Then we got to move on. All right, there's the answer for number 3. Check your answers real quick. So some of us are struggling a little bit on this. So what do we think our homework should be tonight? Practice. How do I practice? Oh, I take 1, 2, and 3, and I write them on a piece of paper, right? And I put my notes to the side. I don't look at my notes, and I work out the problem, and I keep working it, and keep working it, and keep working it until I can get these same answers without an issue, right? Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's move down to the bottom because we have to get the front of this finished today. All right. It has been a minute since we've done these. It has been just a minute since we've done these, but we have done them before. So let's start with number 1. Do you remember rationalizing the denominator? Remember, what can we not have in the denominator? 2 things. A negative. Well, no, we can have a negative in. Can't have a square root, right? And what else could we not have in the bottom? We can have exponents. Can't have a 0. So there's 3 things. I forgot all about that one. Can't have a square root. Can't have a 0. What else can we not have? Huh? Complex number would mean what letter? I. You can't have an I. Okay, so remember those 3 things? Can't have a radical, can't have a 0, and can't have an I. Why can you not have an I? Because what's the square root of I? Negative 1, Scotty. Very good, very good. Okay, so here we go. How do you fix it? What's the opposite of division? Multiply. There you go. And you're going to multiply by what you're trying to fix. I'm trying to fix the bottom. So if I do it to the top, I got to do it to the bottom, right? And if they have the same square root, what's 2 times 6? Square root of 12. And what's 6 times 6? Square root of 36. And what's the square root of 36? Plus and minus 6. All right, what about the square root of 12? How, Scotty?
4 times 3.
4 times 3, perfect. Why could I have not have said 12 divided by 6 was 2? Why couldn't I divide those 2? They're not like. One's a square root, Gracie. Perfect. All right, now what do you see, though? 4 can be pulled out as 2. Perfect. Square root of 4 is 2.
You can simplify.
What can I simplify? Why can I divide those 2, but I couldn't divide 12 and 6? They're out of the square root. There you go. All right, so what number goes into 2 and 6? 2. There you go. So that leaves you with 1 square root of 3, which is just square root of 3. over 3. And they are not like. One has a square root, one does not. Did I fix my problem? Do I have a square root on the bottom anymore? No. So my problem is finished. All right, what about number 2? Let's break up number 2. First of all, you can make that into 2 square roots, so n to the third over just an 8 like that, okay? Do you have to do that? No. It just makes it easier to look at. Because do you see the problem now? What's wrong with this problem? What's square root in the bottom? How do I fix it? Uh-huh. Square root of 8. If I do it to the top, I got to do it to the bottom. Wait, how do I multiply n to the third times 8, though? What the heck? How do I do that? You just smush them, yep. 8 n to the third. What about square root of 8 times square root of 8? What's that? Square root of 64? Here's a question that I get all the time right here. You ready? Well, why can't I go ahead and divide those two? 8 and 64, they're like. Yeah, they're like. But then what's going to happen? You're going to get the same exact thing you started with, right? So you just did all that work for nothing. Because you want 64, because 64 is a perfect square. What's a perfect square of 64? No, it's not. No, it's not. Plus and minus 8. You have to get in the habit of saying plus and minus, guys, okay? All right, let's see. Did I fix anything? Can I do anything else? Yes. 4 times 2 is 8. Yep. So I can break down the 8 as 4 times 2. I see something else. What about the square root?
Wait, what happened to your instant?
I know, I'm not done yet. Because I don't want to do anything to the 4 yet, because there's something else that can be fixed. You gotta speak up, I can't hear you. Take out what? 4 times 2 is 8. That's all we've done so far. There you go. N squared and n can be broken up. Alright, here we go. What's the square root of 4? 2. Guys, this is nothing new. We've already had a test on this. We've already moved on from this. This is absolutely nothing new that we've done. We're just reviewing this so that we can do the new stuff with the cube roots and the fifth roots and stuff later. Alright, square root of 4 was 2. What else can I take the square root of? N squared is n. There you go. And 2n is left on the top over 8. What can I simplify? The 2 and the 8. Very good. So that's plus and minus n square root of 2n over 4. Nothing new. None of this is new. None of this is new. Alright, let's do number 3 real quick. Because number 4 is new. 4 is new, but not 1, 2, and 3. Let's do number 3, okay? Here we go. What's wrong? Square root in the bottom.
The t to the fourth can just come out.
As?
T to the second.
T to the second. Very good. Well, that makes my life a little bit easier, right? I don't always have to rationalize if I can simplify first. You see anything else? There you go. You can break 32 up into 16 times how much? 2. What's the square root of 16? Plus and minus 4. Anything else? I think that's it, right? Yeah. Y'all okay? Alright, let's do number 4, and then 1, 2, and 3 will be y'all's homework tonight, okay? Let's look at number 4. So it's the same exact thing, guys, but instead of a square root is a fourth root, right? Okay. So we got 4th root of 6 and 4th root of 5x. So how do we fix it? We multiply by the 4th root of what on top and bottom?
5x.
The thing you're trying to fix, right? 5x. Perfect. Yes, ma'am.
Why did we go from doing the bottom on top and bottom?
We've always done the bottom on top and bottom. This one's simplified. The square root of t to the 4th is just t squared.
Okay.
That's why I didn't have to do it on that one. All right, so since they have the same root, guys, they both have a 4th root, what can I do to 6 and 5x?
Multiply.
You can multiply them. What's 6 times 5x?
30.
30x. There you go.
Yeah.
Since they both have the same root of 4, then you can multiply 6 times 5 is 30, and then just bring your x over. Okay? All right, what about these two on the bottom? They both have the same root of 4, right? So I can say 5 times 5 is
25.
25.
X squared.
That fix anything?
Dot.
Does 25 go into the 4th root? Can I take the 4th root of 25?
No.
No. Can I take the 4th root of x squared? No.
Do it again.
Do it again. Here we go. Yes, ma'am. Or somebody raising their hand? No, y'all just stretching. Okay, never mind. All right. What am I going to multiply on top and bottom by? 4th root of 25x to the 2nd. There you go. All right. And what do you get? You can, because they have the same roots, right? What's 30 times 25? 750. And then x to what power? To the 3rd. There you go. 1 and 2 gives you 3. Yep, we got to add them together. Okay. Bottom has the same 4th root, so 25 times 25 is 625. Ooh, that looks good. X to the 4th, right? Let's see if 625 is a perfect 4th root. How do I do that? 4 math, 625. What you get? 5. Look at there. All right, what about x to the 4th? Does he divide evenly? Yep, just 5x, right? Look at there. All right, what about 750? Can you break that up? Is there a 4th root that goes into 750? So let's talk about 4th roots. Let's see. Whew. What's 2 to the 4th? 16. Does that go into 650? Probably not. Nope.
But this is a G.
You do. The plus and minus, yeah, but we're trying to fix the... Yes, you are right. All right, what about 3 to the 4th? 81. Let's see if that divides into it. Nope. What's the next one I would do? 4 to the 4th. Oh, I doubt that goes. I seriously doubt it. Nope. All right, 5 to the 4th. Nope, that's not going to go. Okay, so we just leave it alone. What about the x to the 3rd? Will that... Can I fix that to have a 4 in it? No, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Yes, sir.
Yep.
I do not. I'm sorry. You want to run to the bathroom real quick?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so 1, 2, and 3 is your homework tonight. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, ma'am. Leave what for? Golly. Yes. Sorry, I didn't put my 4 there. Yep. All right, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, okay? We're going to go over them tomorrow. What else are we going over tomorrow? ACT prep stuff, right? So we're going over 1, 2, and 3. And we're going over ACT prep stuff, okay?